Ten.
Stand by to take studio.
7, 6.
Stand by camera 1, mics 1 and 2.
3, 2, 1.
Take studio.
Hello and welcome to another stepped episode of MCTV. I'm Tim Evans.
And I'm Tony Knowles. On the program today, we'll have a look at the anti-Valentine's Day dance, as well as the foods class, along with a one-on-one with Vice Principal Alan Mendick. But first, our top story.
As Canadians, we've come to master the art of driving around craters on our roads. Municipalities budget for road repairs in these nuisances, and hundreds of cars fall victim to our road that resembles more or less battlefields from World War I. We all know the problem of potholes, and we know how to avoid them, but how many of us really know about them, and how dangerous it is not only for our cars, but for the crews that are sent out to fill them? In this MCTV investigation, I searched for answers to Canada's pothole predicament.
Time of the year.
Pothole season is upon us, and living in Canada, this fact of life here becomes irritating after a while. But can we prevent potholes?
There's no prevention that you can do unless you overlay the whole town, which is not going to happen.
Mike Namchuk, the field superintendent with O'Hanlon Paving, explains the science behind the creation of potholes.
If you let your roads go, you're going to have a lot more potholes. As soon as the road starts to alligator, moisture is going to get down in there. And then, of course, it's going to, when it freezes, it's going to heave up the asphalt, possibly popping out a chunk of asphalt, and then the water gets in there, and then it starts the hydraulic and blows the stuff apart.
The early arrival of spring this year played a huge role in the current condition of our roads.
This year, I think our biggest problem is that it showed up a lot sooner. So unfortunately, everybody's going to be running over these potholes for a longer period of time. We had a different type of winter this year. We had a lot of freeze-thaw.
There are two options for pothole repair.
Clean them out and patch them up, and that's a temporary fix. The other fix is actually, it usually needs to be ground out or excavated and redone.
Michael Denwai, the town's public works foreman, explained why drivers should be cautious around potholes.
All depends. I mean, how hard and how big the pothole is. They can do some damage. Rims, tires. Throw out your car in alignment.
Potholes aren't only dangerous to motorists, it's also dangerous for the repair crews.
Traffic is a big thing. They don't like slowing down. It's so dangerous out there, it's not even funny.
Everyone out there has a family at home, so they want to return to their family also, just like everybody on the road is trying to get home to their families. So we just want to fix the roads for everybody and get home to our families.
In 2011, the construction sector accounted for over a quarter of all workplace deaths in Canada, with 700 fatalities, not including injuries, making it the deadliest job in Canada. The message out to drivers?
You need to slow down. 50, slower the better. You never know what's going to happen.
Please, give crews room to work. For MCTV News, this is Tim Evans reporting.
Oh wow, it looks like potholes are really a big problem.
Yeah, they are, and the weather certainly has a lot to do with them. Speaking of the weather, anything in store for more potholes?
Well, this morning it was snowing, but it seems like things are brightening up. Up in Whitehorse, we got -16 with some sun. Yellowknife with some sun and clouds at -24. Vancouver is raining like it's been all month with +11 down there. Regina, we got +2 with some sun and clouds. Winnipeg, -16 with some sun and clouds. Toronto and Montreal are snowing. We got some frosty rain down in Montreal with +2 and +4 respectively. Now, if you take a look at Halifax, we got +10 with some rain. And St. John's is +4 with some clouds. Up in the north, we got some sun with -20 degrees Celsius. Now let's take a look for Alberta. In Alberta, we got high level with snow and -16. Fort McMurray, we got -16 down there too, but with some sun and clouds. Down the west, we got snow with -16 in Grand Prairie and +6 in Jasper. Doesn't look like ideal snowboarding conditions. In Banff, we got rain with +18. Red Deer and Edmonton is snowing with 4 and -2 respectively. Calgary and Medicine Hat are both sunny with 12 and 15 degrees Celsius. Now we'll check out the current conditions. We got -5 degrees Celsius with some relative humidity at 91%. Let's check out how things are going for the week. We got -3 degrees Celsius today on Wednesday with some snow. Thursday we got some snow with -13 degrees, low of -15. Friday we got some sun and snow with -10. Saturday we got -10 with some clouds. Sunday it's a little bit cloudy, a little bit of sun, -8 with -17 low. Monday we got clouds and sun with -4 for a high and -15 for a low. Tuesday we got some sun with -7 and -13. Looks like things are pretty chilly this week, but hopefully they get better next week. Tim, take it back at the studio.
Thanks, Tony. Looks a little chilly, but hopefully it'll get better. Recently, MCHS had an anti-Valentine's Day dance, and it was definitely one for the books, with lower attendance than other dances, and certainly, but as always, good music and good times. Dances are an opportunity for kids to make new friends and discover new music.
The anti-Valentine's Day dance was a great success and overall brought the best out of the crowd. But not always do these things happen, as DJ Fish and Janessa further explain.
My little sisters actually go to the school, so they gave me the recommendation to come out and go from there. Yeah.
I think they do a really great job, actually. They play all the music, they play different varieties for everybody, and I know that some people don't like the songs, but it's always, they're going to play a really good song next.
The biggest challenge is probably being able to read the crowd. I could have them be up going with one type of music, then they could just drop instantly. So just being able to keep them up on the dance floor.
Valentine's Day is not always about love and commitment, but to many students this event connected them in unique ways other dances wouldn't.
Sounds like a good day to celebrate. Like, I know a lot of people, like, suicide rates go up way higher around Valentine's Day. I think this would be true. I think it would be really great to, like, have an anti-Valentine's Day where everybody can get together and not have to have the pressure of being with someone.
Things they've never expected. Like, I have a few surprises for you guys I hope that you've never seen here before. So, just something different.
It brings out how our school is very connected, and that we're not just we're gonna sell this, we're gonna have a bake sale. It's more like we get together, we have fun to raise money for all our other events.
Dances are often a challenge for many students because they are afraid of what other people are going to think of them. But as DJ Fish and Janessa explained, dances bring out a lot more than you would think.
I think their attitude is very cheerful. They're really intimidated by big groups, but once everybody starts going together, then everybody is dancing and having fun.
Where else can you dance like a fool and get away with it? School is the one place where you can be like no one cares and just have a good time.
It brings people together. Like, we dance with people that we don't even know, and we just have the time of our lives.
This is Genevieve Ransom-Ratouche reporting for MCTV.
Speaking of showcasing our school, I have with me Mr. Alan Menduck, the Vice Principal of MCHS. Mr. Menduck, thanks for joining us on the show.
Well, you're welcome, Tim.
So we're going to be talking about open house, and that's tomorrow night, right?
That is correct.
What times are they?
Our open house is between 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. Tomorrow night. We have a number of things taking place during that time, including a couple of presentations related to opportunities for students to earn university credit within their high school years, as well as one on advanced placement. Okay, so you mentioned university credits and advanced placement. What kind of things does the school do for students to help prepare them for future careers and for college/university? Well, Morinville Community High School is very unique in that area in the sense that we do have grade coordinators for all of our grades, where students have an opportunity to discuss their program with them on an ongoing basis. We engage with our students in terms of career planning as it relates to course selections, as well as support in terms of what are the requirements for post-secondary requirements for admission. I did allude to two programs that we're considering for next year. The first one is advanced placement, where students have the potential of going more in depth in particular subject areas. At this point, we would have to determine if there is sufficient interest, and we do have a session tomorrow night between 7 and 8 p.m. on that. We also, at a district level, are exploring or have entered into an agreement with Grant MacEwan Community, or actually it's Grant MacEwan University now, where we are the only partner district in the province between a school or school district and university to offer university credit to students. And it's a very exciting opportunity. And parents and students can find out a lot more about that tomorrow night at 6 o'clock.
Okay. So what does it take to run an open house? What does it take to show off the school?
Well, it's a situation where we need pretty much all hands on deck. We have a lot of programming that we offer in our school. In fact, we are recognized as being one of the top 18, among the top 18% of high schools in the province. So it requires all our faculty to be actively involved. All our departments, from CTS to English to math, science, have various displays and interactive activities with students or prospective students so that they get a sense of what MCHS is about.
Okay, so in previous years, I know we've had a sticker program where students can go around and collect stickers for every class that they visit. What is the sticker program all about?
Well, the sticker program does a couple of things. It serves as a visual reminder to make sure that everyone has an opportunity to go to all displays. But in the past, what we've done is there's been a draw. So students would complete their passports, if you will, sign their names to it, and at the end of the night or the following day, we'd end up doing a draw for a small prize.
All right, great. Well, thanks for joining us, Mr. Mendug. It's been a pleasure, and hopefully everybody comes out and checks out our great school.
Well, thank you very much for your time.
Okay, so coming up next, we have a piece on foods class, taught by Mrs. Lisa Appel. It teaches students a variety of skills, and it lets them hone their skills for life out of the house and maybe leads to a potential career. Bo Weatherby investigates.
Most cooking is just a way to get food, but in Mrs. Appel's class, it's more than just that.
Students should take food studies because it's a very good life skill that they need. Eventually, all of them are going to be moving out from home, and that way they're going to be able to prepare their own food and perhaps eat a little healthier than eating out all the time.
Just different skills for different ways of cooking everything. You can just learn a lot about just the general basics. What is, say, for flour and dry ingredients, if you sift that, what does that do? Or what do eggs do to this recipe? Or what does it happen when you separate them? Just a lot of basic stuff that you guaranteed would not know before.
Even in cooking, there is a lot of safety precautions.
At the beginning of each term, we go over safety. The students cover all aspects of safety when using knives, electrical appliances, how to avoid burns and fires. I show them a video and we talk about it. Basically, we spend one class on safety, and from there then, as they're working in the kitchen, I'll go over certain safety aspects if I see someone doing something wrong, and I will correct them at the time.
We took a safety course anyway at the beginning of the year to show us, the proper way to cut with knives, the proper way to behave in a kitchen, and all those different kind of things to make sure that we don't get hurt or that nobody else around us gets hurt, or we don't break the kitchen or the utensils, things like that. I haven't seen anybody get cut or anything like that while I've been cooking, so it looks like it worked out pretty good.
For MCTV News, I'm Bo Weatherby.
Well, that's all, folks.
Make sure you tune in next week as Bo and Genevieve take a look at the dreadful parent-teacher interviews, the junior girls basketball, and a tasty sample behind the scenes at the Snack Shack.
Sounds delicious.
It's making me hungry. What's the weather like?
The weather's pretty good. It's not as scrumptious as the foods class, but of course everything's all well. It's getting a little cold this week, but hopefully things warm up for next week.
All right, well, enjoy the rest of your spring/winter for MCTV News. I'm Tim Evans.
And I'm Anthony Nault.
Have a good one.
Goodbye.